Good morning, wet shavers, coffee lovers, and podcast listeners everywhere. It's Mark with GeorgeToon.com. It's time for another second cup. So grab a cup of coffee, kick back, relax, put in those earbuds, adjust that speaker volume, and let's talk some wet shaving and a few other things in podcast form. What is Second Cup? Well, Second Cup is a podcast that will give you some additional information that didn't make the Monday morning mailbag deadline. This might be something that is time sensitive. For instance, a sale that could be ending before the next Monday morning mailbag hits the airwaves, or a piece of late breaking information that viewers have passed along that is equally time sensitive, or something else regarding the wet shaving world that needs to be broadcast in a timely fashion. And we'll also have some time to chit chat and discuss some other things like coffee, streaming shows, books, that sort of thing. Yeah, movies too. So thanks for tuning in to Second Cup. And I hope you subscribe to the podcast, where you can also find episodes of the Monday Morning Mailbag in podcast form. I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me. We'll get the show underway in just a moment. Thanks for joining me. Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the April 13th, 2026 episode of Second Cup. Great to be with you this morning. I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me. Let me get a sip. Hang on 1 minute. I'm using my Lake Erie mug once more that you saw on this morning's Monday morning mailbag. Yeah, the mug fresh from the Lodge at Geneva on the Lakes gift shop. Hang on 1 minute. Let me get a sip here. Yeah, that's marvelous. And once again, we're using, right there, can you hear that? That's the Keurig cup. We're using Kirkland Summit Roast Organic Medium Roast Coffee. That's from Costco. Yeah, and again, a great deal. I'm just shaking it a little bit there. I don't know if you can hear that. A great deal. 120 of these for less than $35, and it's a really, really nice, flavorful cup of coffee. Very, very good. And I descaled my Keurig coffee machine the other day, and it's all set for some more wonderful Keurig coffee cups. And Summit Roast coming through. Really, really terrific. And this Lake Erie coffee mug, if you saw this morning's Monday morning mailbag, I was trying to show you on the map, because it's a map of Lake Erie. It's like a nautical map of Lake Erie. I was trying to show you where Geneva on the Lake is in relation to the Cleveland. I probably should have gone a little farther east in pointing it out. Geneva on the Lake is probably, I would say, 30 minutes or so, 35, 40 minutes away from the Pennsylvania border. So it's really far east from Cleveland. And I wouldn't, off the top of my head, I wouldn't think, maybe an hour out of Cleveland is what I'm thinking. I'm trying to think of the time-wise, the drive time. I'm thinking maybe an hour, something like that. But probably 30 minutes or so away from the Pennsylvania border, right there on Lake Erie. A great destination. And a great Easter Sunday with my family, and came away with a really, really terrific coffee mug. Hang on 1 minute. Let me get another sip here. Hang on. Yeah, that's terrific. And I happen to just think to myself, it's April 13th, and we're less than 2 weeks away from the Maggard meetup. Yeah. What is that, 12 days? The Maggard meetup's on the 25th. 13 plus 12 is 25. Less than 2 weeks away from the Maggard meetup. Did I do the math correctly? I think I did. So yeah, it'll be less than 2 weeks. We'll be at the Maggard meetup, and I'm looking forward to seeing everyone there. It's going to be a great time. And April is really, I would think, the best time of the year for the Maggard meetup because of the location and the room it's being held in. Now, if you were there a few years ago when it was held in June, I think it was in June, either June or sometime in May, when the weather got really, really warm. I would say the weather got hot. Before I left, I took a change of clothes with me. I took some short pants. I took a nice T-shirt. I took some summer shoes, that sort of thing. But as I left in the morning from Ohio, it was a little bit on the cool side. So I was, jeans and, some footwear, leather footwear, and, just kind of just dressed for a spring day. And by the time I got to Adrian, Michigan, the weather had changed so dramatically that when I went into the upper room there, it became quite warm. I had to run back out to my my automobile where I had a change of clothes and rather discreetly in the car, get into my short pants and some more summery clothes. And boy, that really saved the day. I think if you go back a couple of years, 3 years maybe it's 3 years, I can't remember, and you look at the highlight reel, you'll see the first half of the highlight reel, I'm in one set of clothes, and the second part of the highlight reel, I'm in a t-shirt and short pants, that sort of thing. And it was definitely a cooler and more comfortable, and I think that's why. Just a guess, just a hunch on my part, I think that's why the Maggard meetup now is being held in April, because it's still nice and cool. The temperatures are a little more agreeable, a little on the cooler side, and the atmosphere in the upstairs room is much more comfortable. I mean, the temperatures are more comfortable, more tolerable, that sort of thing. And there's a lot of people up there. I think what are they limited to? 120 or something like that? I'd have to look at the page again, but yeah, so you're up there with a lot of people, and your body heat generates a little extra heat, that sort of thing. So it can get warm, but in April, it's really, really comfortable. It's just a wonderful, wonderful venue, and I think that they really, really locked in a good time of year to hold the meetup right there at the end of April. And I'm really looking forward to getting up there, and hopefully, my truck will make the trip up there successfully. As you know, I got this 23-year-old Ford Ranger pickup truck. And my Hyundai Sonata, the back end dropped out. I still have to call up that mechanic who bought it from me and see if it's going to make it into a demolition derby this year. It didn't make it in last year, so I don't know what he's done with it. I don't know if he's completely junked it, or if he's just kind of cannibalized it for parts for other Hyundai Sonatas out there. I'm not entirely sure, but the back end rendered it completely useless, and to repair it would have been minimum of $2,500 to $3,000, and I wasn't going to put that amount of money into a car with about, I think it had 177,000 miles on it, I want to say. I'm not entirely sure. So luckily, I had this Ford Ranger that I had just acquired from my brother Jim in the wings. And boy, that was a real godsend, because I have transportation again, and had to put some money into it and keep it roadworthy, put a new set of tires on it that I still have to get rotated. I got to go to Costco and get those tires rotated. That's a reminder, mental note. I have to remember that. Yeah, so hopefully I'll be able to make that trip. Now, it's a 3-hour drive for me. So what I usually do is I will leave Chardon, Ohio here at about 8:30 or so, and drive straight up to Adrian, Michigan. And I get there, I arrive right as the meetup is ready to open up, which is noon. So I know last year I arrived probably 11:45, something like that, and had to wait for the meetup to open up the upstairs area. They were still setting things up, and saw a lot of fellow wet shavers on the main floor. That was a lot of fun. And once it opened up, everyone goes upstairs, and the meetup gets underway. It's a lot of fun. It really is. And then I usually leave probably 3:30, something like that. I head over to Culver's. This is kind of like my routine now. I love Culver's in Adrian, Michigan. It's probably terrific. Now, other wet shavers have been saying I should try Chomp Burger and some other things. And, that's great too. Who knows? we'll see what happens. But I get on the road, have a bite to eat, and then I try to get back home. Let's see, if I leave at 5 o'clock, that's 8 o'clock my time here in Cleveland. And then I immediately sit down and edit all the footage that I've collected from the meetup and try to put together a highlight reel and then drop that into the Monday morning mailbag that I had been editing all night Friday night, because that's usually what I'm doing. I'm staying up all night Friday night and editing the Monday morning mailbag and then, turning in whenever that is, and then waking up, having a great shave, right? And then, driving up to Adrian, Michigan. So it's doable, provided I'm able to, kind of hold to this strict schedule. Now, I was talking to Glenn Sherman and Tobin Fetters regarding the Great Mid-Atlantic Wet Shavers Meetup that's taking place in King of Prussia. We talked about it this morning. That's a 6-hour drive for me. So I'm not entirely sure if that's going to be doable. Now, that's in October, and we have plenty of time to figure out if I'm going to be able to make that or not. I would love to make it. Not sure if the truck is up for a 6-hour jaunt one way and 6 hours the other way. And that would mean an overnight stay. And the weekend is really, really precious time to where I'm putting together the Monday morning mailbag and second cup and that sort of thing, getting everything ready for Monday morning. So we'll see how that works out. I would love to attend the Great Mid-Atlantic Wet Shavers Meetup in King of Prussia, which is just outside Philadelphia. And it just looks like it's going to be a great, great meetup. So check out their Facebook page. We linked it in the show notes, in the description of the video below. So click on that Facebook page and you'll get additional information. And make sure to check out Tobin Fetters' video where he discusses and talks about the Great Mid-Atlantic Wet Shavers Meetup. And we have his video linked as well in the description below the Monday Morning Mailbag video that ran this morning. So check those out. 2 great meetups right around the corner. And don't forget the Razor Company meetup, which is the day after the Maggard meetup. That's April 26th, 2026. That's for those of you who are staying overnight and you're in the area. And if you want to drive into that neck of the woods, I think it's maybe a 45 minute drive. And they have a great setup there, and they're going to open up their storefront. And, they got all kinds of stuff, swag bag and all kinds of great stuff and food and everything else. So you got 2 great meetups back to back. Right up there in Michigan on April 25th and April 26th. The Maggard meetup on the 25th, which is Saturday, and the Razor Company's meetup on the 26th, which is Sunday. And then we have the the Great Mid-Atlantic Wet Shavers meetup coming up October 18th, which is a Sunday. So, we've got some great meetups to look forward to. And, looking forward to seeing everyone at the Maggard meetup. And again, fingers crossed, knock wood. Hopefully the truck will be able to make that trip successfully there and back. So I'm looking forward to that. And I got to get my tires rotated. Maybe I'll get them rotated after I get back. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, that sort of thing. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So great to be with you this morning. Thanks so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me. Hey, let's pay a few bills and we'll get the show underway in just a moment. Well, Phoenix Shaving has brought back a seasonal favorite. Immortal Peach is back, but not alone. Scent revamp. That's the title of the email alert that went out. And they say here, back from the Grove, Immortal Peach. All hail the return of Immortal Peach. Here's the scent profile. Close your eyes now and imagine the shiny, golden, juice-dripping slices of a ripened peach. Immortal Peach captures just that and then some. Beautifully rounded, sparkling, and invigorating. Now imagine that destroying a few cities before breakfast. That is Immortal Peach, and that's a reference to the artwork, the label artwork, I would assume, of this giant monstrous peach attacking a city, and they're firing on it, and it's holding the Cube 2.0, and it's just a great looking label. Really, really terrific. You have to check it out. Get up to Phoenix Shaving and check out the Immortal Peach artwork. Really, really terrific. As they write here, 10 years of Immortal Peach back from the Grove reformulation. How about that? Among the many olfactory configurations in the Phoenix Shaving universe, one has managed to transcend mere popularity and move into the realm of near ritualistic seasonal necessity, Immortal Peach. Now in its 10th year of consecutive seasonal appearances, this fan Shave Cadet favorite has become a tradition in its own right. Like all elegant constructs, its genius lies in simplicity refined. Consider, if you will, the scent of a ripened peach, golden, sun-warmed, and dripping with the sort of saccharine clarity that could only result from the chemical complexities of lactones and esters. Now, through a careful application of fragrance engineering, this impression has been preserved, no, amplified, to occupy a plane where memory, chemistry, and seasonal joy converge. It's also not of this world. Full transparency. Immortal Peach is an alien life form encoded in aromatic form, a sensory artifact of spring and summer preserved through the science of saponification and suspended in a matrix of epic. Over the last 10 years, it has become a real crowd pleaser, is no surprise. Reactions of pleasure follow naturally from such calibrated a design. Hashtag truth. Deeper than just peach, like well-written prose, it has layers, brightness without brashness, sweetness without structure. It's also available in CK6 Artisan Shave Soap, Aftershave Cologne Splash, Star Jelly, EDP, Solid Cologne, Conditioning Shampoo, Deodorant, matching merchandise for the discerning Shave Cadet. In closing, it must be said that Immortal Peach is more than a seasonal release. It is peach perfection made manifest. How about that? So get up to Phoenix Shaving and check out Immortal Peach, a real favorite among wet shavers everywhere. Give it a look. Well, this past April 11th, from Hendrix Classics and Company, Year of the Horse. It just dropped on April 11th, and here's what they have to say about it. Enjoy a bold, fresh, and refined collection inspired by Torino 22 from Xerjoff, blending bright citrus, aromatic herbs, and a smooth, musky, woody finish. It delivers an energizing scent profile that feels clean, confident, and elevated across the full collection. Wow, that is really neat, and you gotta see the label art. The label art from Hendrix Classics and Company is just amazing. These wonderful, beautiful metallic labels on their shave soaps. Just really, really terrific. And there's this fiery horse charging. It's just terrific. You're the horse. And they say here, they ask here, what's in the drop? Well, here's what we've got. Shave soap. A bold, fresh shave soap inspired by Torino 22, bringing bright citrus, aromatic herbs, and a smooth, musky, woody finish to your routine. Shave stick. Fresh, clean, and easy to use, this shave stick delivers the crisp, citrus aromatic character of Year of the Horse in a convenient format. Aftershave Splash. An invigorating finish after the shave with bright citrus freshness, aromatic depth, and a smooth, woody, musky dry down. EDP. A refined unisex X-tray inspired by Torino 22, blending vibrant citrus, herbal freshness, and a warm woods into a scent that feels energetic, polished, and elevated. And they also have a collector's knife that goes with this release. So check it out from Hendrix Classics and Company, Year of the Horse. Give it a look. Well, Matt Pisarcik of the Razor Emporium has a new video and offering at the Razor Emporium, the Proof 2.0 Single Edge Safety Razor. So get up to his YouTube channel and check out his review of the Proof 2.0 Single Edge Safety Razor. And they're also offering the Proof 2.0 Single Edge Safety Razor in their online store. So check that out. Here's what they have to say about the Proof 2.0 Single Edge Safety Razor, the most refined single blade safety razor yet. The Select 2.0 is engineered for a smoother, more precise shave with upgraded balance, flow, and feel in hand. A streamlined head glides effortlessly while thoughtful design updates make blade changes faster and cleaner. Built in Montana and made to last a lifetime. So here are some of the improvements here. Refined head design. A smaller, streamlined head for easier access under the nose and a closer, more controlled shave. Improved flow-through. Grooved head design channels water and cream away from the blade for a consistently smoother glide. Recessed cap lip. Integrated lip detail makes blade swaps quick and frustration-free. Perfect balance in hand. 303 stainless steel insert shifts the balance point forward for a consistent, confident center of mass. Ergonomic grip. Internal concave sidewalls and scalloped stainless insert create a natural, secure grip. Solid metal body. Machined aluminum is clear anodized for durability, corrosion resistance, and a clean, timeless finish. Bison leather travel case. Hand-sewn bison leather case with button closure and integrated comb pocket for organized carry. USA made and built to last. Manufactured in Montana and backed by a lifetime warranty. Includes razor, bison leather case, and 10 single-edge blades. Wow, that sounds wonderful. And the Razor Emporium has them in their online shop ready for sale. And also Matt did a review on his YouTube channel, so check that out as well. From the Razor Emporium, the Proof 2.0 Single Edge Safety Razor. Get up to Razor Emporium and also Matt's YouTube channel and give it a look. Now, before I get out of here, I'm going to recommend something to you. Not a movie, not a book, not a streaming show, nothing like that. I'm going to recommend some food to you because Saturday night, I had an absolutely wonderful meal. I made spaghetti with meat sauce and meatballs, and it was so darn tasty. And the reason why it was so good is because I had purchased from Costco their tender bison, ground bison, which is 90% lean, 10% fat. Boy, if you've never had ground bison before, this is really, really terrific. And again, I got mine at Costco. It was about £1.25 and I browned that in a cast iron skillet. And then I added all the ingredients to the pressure cooker. I have the Ninja Foodi pressure cooker. It's kind of like an all-in-one kind of device. It'll air fry, it'll pressure cook. Well, I really like using the pressure cooker function of my Ninja Foodi. I've done a review on it, and in that review, I made spaghetti and meatballs. And for this recipe, I changed it up a little bit according to what AI told me all about it. I just put all the ingredients into AI and said, look, I want to do this in my pressure cooker, and I want to make sure that I have enough liquid in there, that I don't get an error, that I have to open up the lid and add more liquid and that sort of thing. And it laid it all out, walked me through the steps, and it was very, very easy. And I'm going to share that with you right now. And if you've never had ground bison before, give it a try. I really enjoyed it. It really added something extra to this spaghetti dinner that I made the other night. Anyhow, I had £1.25 of this ground bison from Costco. It's their tender bison, ground bison. It's 90% lean, 10% fat. So after browning it up in the cast iron skillet, there was very, very little fat. So I didn't have to strain it off at all. I added that to the pressure cooker pot. Now, on top of that, I added a dozen frozen meatballs. Then I got 10 ounces of spaghetti, dry pasta. And breaking that in half, I added that on top of the ground beef and the meatballs. And I laid that out in a crisscross pattern. On top of that, I added 1 can, 8 ounces of tomato paste. Just scoop that out and just throw that glop right on top of it. Then I added a 45-ounce jar of meat-flavored tomato sauce. This was the Great Value tomato sauce that I bought at Walmart. 45 ounces, meat-flavored tomato sauce. Open it up and just poured it all over. Then I added 2.5 cups of beef broth. Now, when you add the beef broth, what you want to do is you want to pour it along the edges of that pot there so that the beef broth gets underneath everything, and that adds all the additional liquid that you're going to need. Okay, so after you add all those ingredients, you put on the lid and you set it for pressure on high. Make sure the valve is closed for pressure cooking and set the timer for 6 minutes. And then it comes up to pressure, and then after it comes up to the proper pressure, then it starts to cook and count down from that 6-minute mark. Then I let it warm. After it was done, I let it warm for about 5 more minutes. Then I hit the quick release pressure valve and let all that pressure out. Be careful when you do that because that's hot steam coming out of there. And then after all that pressure and steam were released, I took off the lid, and going in with a heat-resistant spatula, I gave it a couple of really nice quick stirs and blended everything together. Then I let it warm for another 5 to 8 minutes, something like that. And after coming back, then you just kind of give it a fold from bottom to top, and it's done beautifully. It is just great. You got this, the pasta's all done, the meatballs, the meat mixture in there, the bison mixture in there. Everything is just so wonderful. Just throw it on your plate, add some grated Parmesan cheese, and you're all set. It was a really terrific dinner, and I have plenty of leftovers now. But it thickens up when you put it into warming mode. It thickens up a little more, and it was just done to perfection. So if you have a pressure cooker similar to what I have, which is the Ninja Foodi, if you have one of those, and you belong to Costco, you can get all the ingredients there. But again, just get some ground bison. I'm sure it's available at your local grocery store, but it is available at Costco, and it was really, really flavorful, and it really added something extra to this spaghetti meat sauce meatballs dinner that I made the other night. So give it a look. I hope that recipe helps. Again, here are the ingredients. 1 pound to 1.25 pounds of ground bison. You brown that in a skillet. I used a cast iron skillet. 12 small meatballs. You add that on top of the ground bison. 8 to 10 ounces of dry spaghetti, broken in half. Now I added 10 ounces. A 45-ounce jar of pasta sauce. I use the Great Value meat-flavored pasta sauce that I picked up at Walmart. 2.5 cups of beef broth. 1 can, 8 ounces of tomato paste. Just throw everything in the pot. Don't mix anything together. Put the lid on. Close the valve. Set the pressure cooker to high. Set the timer for 6 minutes and let it go. And then at the end of that cycle, I let it warm for an additional 5 minutes. I hit the quick release, let all that pressure out, took the lid off, gave it a couple of quick stirs, let it warm for another 5 to 8 minutes, did that final fold at the end, and it was done. I topped it off with some grated Parmigiano Reggiano cheese, the Kirkland brand, aged 24 months that I got at Costco. And there you go. I had a fantastic spaghetti dinner. It was really, really wonderful. So that's what I wanted to share with you this time around. In case you're looking for a quick meal to make in your pressure cooker. And especially if you've never tried ground bison before, it was really, really flavorful and added a little something extra to this recipe. So those are all the ingredients. Give it a go and let me know what you think if you end up making this in your pressure cooker at home. And that wraps up another Second Cup. Thanks so much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. I sure hope you enjoyed today's show. If you did, please share, please subscribe, and pass it along to a fellow wet shaver or friend. My thanks to everyone who commented and contributed to today's show, and I mean this sincerely. Without you, this microphone would be silent. If Second Cup or the Monday Morning Mailbag aren't showing up in your regular podcast feed, please drop me a line at mondaymailbag@gmail.com, and we'll try to get it all sorted out. So again, thank you all very much. I look forward to getting together with you again on these podcast airwaves. Until then, enjoy the day, enjoy your shave, and enjoy that Second Cup.